So, you talk about kind of money as a need before, and then now you can make decisions. Like, what are, what are some of your decisions you're making today when it comes to money? Your kids, are you're thinking a little bit differently. So what are some of the things that you've been able to do recently? I know you had some goals. We always used to talk about Ronnie's goals, and that was one thing that I did, and I highly recommend that if you're a business owner, start sitting down with your team and learning more about them. What do they want? What are some of their goals? That's just been a blessing for me to watch you reach some of them. But what are some of the decisions that you're able to make today for yourself and for your family because you've had this increase?
Yep. So God has been good. I mean, can you just imagine someone with, 4 kids, now 6, uh, in this apartment? We're just trying to figure out what to do. And so one of the things I sat down with Brett, I said, man, I need a house. Like, and I remember even going into people's houses, and I've seen some really nice houses, some really, jacked up houses. And the whole time I was doing it, I quietly had this envy because like they're selling something that I never had. Like I'm buying and selling houses all day, but I don't own anything for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the goals that I was able to do is I was able to buy a house, and it was right before everything got super, super crazy. We were able to build it from the ground up, so custom to our needs. And I give God the praise and honor and glory and thanks for that. When I look at where I bought my house at now, it costs literally $60,000 more to get into the same neighborhood.
Wow.
With nothing. And I mean, we're literally talking, 10 months from the time that I signed the papers, so, I thank God for being able to have that type of leverage. We've been able to change out a couple of vehicles again, because I'm still kind of Dave Ramsey, cash car only, so you know, we thank God for that, to being able to kind of do that. But then also too, setting up different savings accounts for my children that they don't know about yet, just to kind of get them set up, and now I am positioning myself to be ready to also start buying and holding properties as well with tenants in them. So, all of these things are things that I only dreamed of and I thought was just so far off because, Ronnie, not you, not the little church kid,
Mm-hmm.
You can't get a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. You can't do that. Like that's impossible. People don't really live like that with, more than $1,000 in their banking account. That's not true. But I thank God, that again having a gift in the right context and being with the right people and the right team, God can blow on things and give you favor that you just did not expect to have. And it's but humbly, you just say thank you. And you just keep your head down and keep going.
Yeah. And when you say the word humble, I think that just speaks volumes about you. You're a very humble guy, and you talk about that little apartment because you literally lived in an apartment with your family with 6 kids for how long?
A long time. 'Cause I mean,
Yeah. I remember, and you kept living in this little apartment, and I think that the one thing I really respect about you, Ronnie, is I don't hear you talk about money very much. Right. I watch a lot of social media and guys that are in your position and they talk about money all the time, going and doing this and this exotic vacation or this car that they're wanting or whatever. But you don't seem to talk about money that much, and you just kind of humbly put your head down and you keep going. And I really respect that because, you probably could have bought a house way before you did, but you were humble about it. You still stayed in the apartment and you kind of, you had some things fall through a couple of times, I believe, and you finally, God bless you guys with a house. But what would you say to the people out there that, about the money? Because I love guys like you that don't. It just goes to people's heads sometimes, and I've seen it. I've seen it literally ruin people, but I've seen you as a humble spirit, not to go out and buy the fancy whatever. You just are doing it very, very smart, and I think that's how you build wealth, is if you can play great defense. And you're playing good offense now, but you're playing really good defense too.
yeah. So not to plug his stuff too much, but I took Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University twice. Twice.
you
This
got
is really
you got a master's degree in Dave
yeah.
Ramsey
I
University.
got a master's degree. I took it twice because I needed to because I needed that discipline. And sometimes you have to do things two times over just to make sure that you get it. And that's the way I am. So in doing that, I mean, that really just kind of helped me understand what I need to be doing. And then also too, just having a reflection and fresh memory what it's like to be on food stamps. Nothing wrong with the service, but just understanding the stress that I was having while I was on the service, and just how embarrassing it was for me to be able to, like to have to use that. I'm just like, man, I'm working hard, but I'm not seeing the results, But then once I finally, have, a couple dollars behind my name, thank you, Jesus. Now we have to steward that right. Matthew, I believe, is 23 and 25, so now that you have, been faithful over a few things, I can make you ruler over many. And so that is where I'm at in my head now, is trying to be faithful over when I was faithful over the few things he gave me, faithful over the little, when I was on food stamps, making sure I was using those right. Now that we have a little more breathing room between us and zero, what can we do to steward these things right in order to continue to grow? Because God's going to bless it. He's going to grow it as long as you manage it and handle it right. Exactly. That's the Bible.
Exactly. No, I love that. Love that. And I think, do you think that really helps you relate to people? Because we work with a lot of people that are on food stamps or that are in that desperate situation. I mean, that's where we can come in, we can help solve their problem, possibly purchase their home, and help them out in their situation. But do you feel like that helps you in this position because you can actually relate to them?
Yes. Yeah. It definitely helps me connect with them as well. Just so I can see things from their perspective, and that just really helps with the rapport and communicating with them. So, I mean, I work with people from all different types of backgrounds, different type of demographics, but still just being able to find that place where, where can we connect at and how can I help you? Those things, go a long way. And so, I definitely love working through those situations, where it's a win-win and that the seller wins, and they can also transform their life. I've worked with people that, they were on food stamps, grandma was on food stamps, and the house was just jacked up. They just wanted to get rid of it, and then by working with us, because going the traditional route didn't make sense for them, going with us, we were able to change their life and get thank you letters, and appreciation letters, and phone calls and stuff. And so I live and love for those moments.
Love it. Love it. That's awesome. One thing I want to add to that, Ronnie, is I think it really, really helps you, and I really respect the guys like you that do this, is I said that you don't really talk about money, but I always hear you talk about people.
Yeah.
I think that's like Ronnie Reese right there. Like you at our meetups, you're up there, you're always talking about people. You're always talking about how you can serve people, how you can help people, and that's what you truly, truly believe. A lot of people in this business, they're, you watch social media and they're talking about wholesaling. It's all about the checks. It's showing the picture of their checks. It's showing how much money, the car they just bought. But I love our company because, especially you, and as a leader of it, you always talk about the people. And would you say that that's where you need to be successful in this business?
Yeah, because when you're out chasing a check, you're going to find yourself in trouble. You're not going to be genuine. People won't connect with you. There was a property that we just bought. Walked in, the lady said, "Look, this is the situation. I need to sell my house today because I have to move and go to, I think, North Dakota or something." And she told me that I was not her first call. But she said, just during the walkthrough, she said, "Ronnie," she said, "I really just connected with you." She said, "I trust you and I want to work with you." And so then things worked out. When we got ready to go to closing, there were some more things that she owed that she wasn't aware of. And so we looked at the property and said, you know what, it's a little risky, but let's just make the adjustment, just again, to serve people. Because she started freaking out. She's like, "I don't have this other $4,000. I don't have it. What am I supposed to do?" But talk with the team and said, you know what, let's just risk it. Let's just try it this time because, she needs this. She's already packed up everything already and moved, she can't have this weight on her. And so that was just a monumental moment for her, a monumental moment for us as well. But again, it just speaks to being able to help and serve people. It's about the story. I'm chasing checks. You'll find yourself stressed out.
Yeah.
And the way I always tell people is, I said, when you're on the phone, you're looking for a person that happens to have a problem that's happened to be tied to a property. That's it.
Exactly.
That's what we look.
No, exactly. And I think we all can do this. All business owners need to really, really hear this, because I do this too. Even doing these podcasts or doing videos or content or whatever, sometimes I get hung up on myself. I'm like, man, do I look right? Am I doing a good job? How are people going to, view me? And it's all about me. And it really stresses me out, puts a lot of pressure on me. As soon as I flip that around, then I'm like, no way, I'm not even here for that. How can I bring value to people? Don't even worry about me, how I look. I don't care if I have a booger hanging out of my nose. It doesn't matter. Am I bringing value to people? And I think that if you can really think like that, that is going to separate, people that are successful, the people that are still thinking about that check and not getting it. So thank you so much for checking out the Brett Snodgrass channel. If you like this video, please slam on that like button. And if you really like it, then subscribe to our channel here. And remember to leave us a comment below, and I'm going to try my hardest to reply to all the comments. Thank you guys so much. This is why I do what I do. Every single week, I come out with content that focuses on success, freedom, and living out your purpose. Thank you guys so much. See you next time.